For Gloucester and Toulouse, the final game in the pool stage of the Heineken Cup. For Gloucester, the last game in the competition. No possibility of qualification, no prize for the Cherry and Whites to play for, but the chance to take the scalp of Toulouse is motivation enough, and Harlequins fans will be glad to hear it. The stars of Toulouse are expected to shine as ever. They want to claim their place in the last eight. Gloucester want to atone for their results so far and desperately want to avoid a meek farewell to the Heineken Cup. So Gloucester, Toulouse and Harlequins all with an interest in the outcome at Kingsholm tonight. A wonderful evening for rugby at Kingsholm, and there is never a meaningless match, certainly between these two great rugby towns. Toulouse, the princes of European rugby, 4 times champions in the Heineken Cup. And a packed Kingsholm, even if they have no tangible prize to play for. There's so much expectation here, especially when Toulouse come visiting. Let's have a look at how Gloucester line up this evening. Still without a win in this new year, but they did push Harlequins hard at the Stoop last week, and head coach Brian Redpath has only tweaked his side. The only change in the front row for Rupert Harden comes in at tight head prop for Dario Chistellini. It's a pack which includes 3 Scotland internationals in Lawson, Hamilton and Strokosh. Luke Narroway captains the side at number 8. Fijian flanker Akapusin Kera has just extended his contract, as has young Freddie Burns. He wears the fly half jersey with Tim Taylor still injured. A backline of plenty of attacking potential, especially on the flanks. Charlie Sharples and James Simpson-Daniel, with another bright young thing, Johnny May, continuing at fullback in the absence of Ollie Morgan. Toulouse, well, Toulouse have a side simply bristling with quality. The only uncapped player in the pack is unlikely to remain that way. Lock Johan Maestri has been called up to the French Six Nations squad, and it's quite some back row. Yannick Nyanga, IRB Player of the Year, Dussautoir, and the outstanding Picamol at number 8. In the back line, Toulouse have made some last-minute changes, but it gives them a more settled look. Poitrenaud was originally named in the centre, but he's back to his favoured fullback with Florian Fritz alongside Josion in midfield. Lionel Boxis seems to have permanently wrenched the fly-half jersey from Luke McAllister, but perhaps the real danger man is the Fijian winger Timuki Matanavau, who ran in a couple of tries in the win over Connacht last week. And on the bench, well, for Gloucester, centre Henry Trinder scored a try against Toulouse in November. He'll no doubt hope to get the chance to do so again. Well, the pedigree of Toulouse in European competition is well known and led out by the finest player in the world according to official awards last year, Thierry Dussautoir. And what a side it is. We mentioned a bit of a reshuffle late in the day with injuries in their back line, but from 1 to 15 it oozes quality. Alongside me is Dean Ryan, who knows this parish fairly well, and you could pick out any players, but I know you've got your eye on the back row today.
Yeah, for all the headlines that this star-studded Toulouse backline can generate, it's so often the unseen work of one man, and it's Louis Picamol that really sets the foundations. When he tends to get the nod over Sean Salvey at number 8, it tends to be a real statement of intent from Guy Noves. Toulouse are going only one way, and that is straight down Route 1.
There's a small, happy band of travelling supporters. There is Picamol. He's been a beast at number 8 this year. He really is a hugely powerful ball carrier. And alongside Nyanga and Dussautoir, it's quite some prospect for, well, the back row led by this man for Gloucester, Luke Narroway. And you can hear the noise begin to swell inside Kingsholm, as they will hear deep inside as they march out. And professional pride can be quite a motivator. They will want to go out on a high here at Kingsholm.
It's been a confidence-boosting couple of weeks for Gloucester's young playmaker Freddie Burns, awarded a contract extension by Brian Redpath and included in Stuart Lancaster's new Saxon squad for the upcoming games against the Irish Wolfhounds. It'll be his challenge this evening, just to try and strike the right balance between the power of the likes of Jim Hamilton up front with the obvious pace and finishing prowess of Sharples and May out wide.
Well, Brian Redpath beforehand was saying that his young players would not be daunted by this. There's George Clancy, the referee, in charge this evening, that they would instead relish the challenge of playing the Galacticos of Toulouse. A look of intent, focus from Thierry Dussautoir. Of course, events in Connacht as well, of much interest to Toulouse as we get underway here at Kingsholm. And immediately it's taken in by Toulouse. And there is Luke Burgess, the Australian scrum half. He sends it high himself, not too much distance on that one. Nobody takes it, bounces out into touch, and Burgess has done better. In front of the shed, no hiding place.
That's exactly how Gloucester will have wanted to start. He'd just get in amongst them, just cause some confusion. Matanavu not renowned for his kicking, and it just put some pressure on the normal, unflappable Luke Burgess.
So early line out for Gloucester. Scott Lawson goes short to the front. And there is Sapolu in midfield.
Stop again. I have a flag.
And what is George Clancy going to say about this?
Again. You can just separate away, please.
Well, he's going to have a chat with his assistant referee, touch judge in old parlance, who has his flag outstretched.
After the ball went away, one red, reckless use of the feet.
Okay. Reckless. What's your recommendation?
Yellow card.
One red.
Yes.
Thank you. And where's the mark?
Just in 5, opposite me.
Thank you. Number one,
Wow.
red.
Wow. That's
Number one.
an early yellow card coming, and it's coming for Nick Wood.
I explained to the player. Reckless use of the boot and the body.
It's pretty difficult to see where that came from. It's really clean ball off the front of the line out, straight to Rory Lawson.
1 minute on the clock, and Nick Wood is off for 10 minutes, and the howls of disbelief from the shed. Say there you can see Nyanga is down. Reckless use of the boot is the decision from the touch judge. Big loss early on for Gloucester. Let's see if we can have a look at that shortly. Wood is off, and there'll have to be a reshuffle at the next scrum. But Gloucester are down to 14 men for 10 minutes.
Let's go. No huddles and no huddles from them too.
Oh, Bassetti
Down 5, line out over.
helping to hoist up Maestri. And now Bassetti's in at the heart of that drive there.
Still moving forward.
And still Toulouse have control. It's got all the little splinters breaking off. They have it at the back there. Held by Servat and keeps the ball alive, and Burgess tries to skip through. Penalty to Gloucester.
Just early signs of that Toulouse power. They're not going to make the same mistake that they made at home.
Yeah,
just played a little bit lateral too early. The likes of Maestri, Albacete, are going to be very powerful. Good organised drive. Just gives Burgess that little bit of escape, a little bit of a chance to get in a disrupted defence.
Yeah.
You just see Burgess just marshalling things. That's what he wants, that little bit of space around the fringes. I think it's just somebody, Pickamoles, in at the side on Narrowway, just gives the penalty.
And Gloucester understandably have gone into slow motion for a few minutes. Burgess man of the match in the home fixture for Toulouse. Gets slapped back from Hamilton. And long it goes from Burns, and this might work well for Gloucester. Fumbled by Matanavau, and he's under all sorts of pressure now. His kick charged down, and it could be a try for Gloucester. Celebrations from Johnny May. What a mess from Toulouse.
Can you hear me? Is there any reason not to award a try, please?
Is it a try?
Thank you, yeah.
Well, May charged it down, and did he get the touchdown? That's all they have to look at.
Yeah, I think it's fairly straightforward. I don't think there's any doubt that Johnny May gets that touchdown. It's a good charge down. Matanavu is in all sorts of problems once that kick goes up.
The TMO is Peter Ferguson. Any reason why a try cannot be given.
Thank you.
Try it is. Gloucester down a man, up a try. What an opening few minutes we've had here at Kingsholm.
Well, it looked a pretty poor kick to start with from Freddie Burns, just trying to wind the clock down with Wood. in the sin bin. Matanavu got himself in all sorts of problems. This took that little bit too long. Simple take, simple mark. But once this goes to ground, you just see the Gloucester, just the defence starts to swarm. Sharples, May, and there's the charge down, and what a start.
Well, I highlighted Matanavu as the danger man before the match. I didn't say it would be for his own side. He's a fantastic try-scoring machine, but moments of madness there for the Fijian. So Freddie Burns strokes it through, and Gloucester have a 7-point lead. Scarcely imaginable a couple of minutes ago.
And one man in the bin, 7 points. I think Brian Redpath would just be delighted. A couple of minutes down on the sin bin clock. Let's just get some composure, get the restart back, and get the game under control.
Guy Noves fumes silently on the touchline, and that kick hasn't gone 10 metres from the restart. All sorts of messes here, and Jim Hamilton barking words of encouragement.
You just get that interesting dynamic, all the pressures on Toulouse, all the expectation for them to turn up and go through to the quarter-finals, and that's just buzzing around Gloucester. See big Jim Hamilton cheering people on. He knows if they can get the disruption, they really have a special night here at King's Own.
So a temporary replacement being made for Gloucester for this scrum. So on has come Dan Murphy, off going there, Akapusi and Kera from the back row. So they bring on a front rower.
And they've just put Mike Tyndall in at 6 there, just to give that extra bit of weight on their own scrum.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Well, Toulouse certainly had the advantage there. Oh, it's worked well for Gloucester, though. Wonderful break, and away goes Narroway.
Ball's out. Advantage.
Toulouse, though, have the ball. A spill, but again, so much promise there. And Gloucester inspired by their captain.
Okay. Yes, okay.
It's a smart Gloucester scrum. They know the potential pressure there, but just get the ball in and away, and there's no one better than Luke Narroway. Just fill that space. If he can get that sort of platform, real danger off the back of the scrum.
Okay.
It's a real big challenge for Rupert Harden. He's up against Guthro Steenkamp. You can just see already, Gloucester understand they need the ball in quickly, and Luke Narroway needs to get up and away as quick as he can.
Touch. Pause. We're going to have it again. You're both down too early. I haven't said engage.
It's a real challenge for Rupert Harden. He really has made his name this season for the Gloucester pack. This is a big challenge. Guthro Steenkamp, so much experience with the box.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Toulouse again with a bit of a squeeze, picked up lazily by Picamol, and finds Josion. He tries to find Burgess, and the ball is bouncing around and still going backwards, says the referee. So a chance then for Matanavu, and this is where he's dangerous. Open play and pace from the Fijian, trying to make amends. Toulouse still with that ball, and Maestri, the lock, lumbers forward. Oh, and space for Dusautoir. There's nobody there, and Dusautoir for the line himself. The captain slides and scores. What a way for Toulouse to hit back, and Dusautoir suddenly found himself with nobody in front of him.
Matanavu really just showed the two sides he's got. Such an elusive runner, sevens player, just gets around the outside of the Gloucester defence. And once they're in behind, there was acres of space in the defensive line for Dusautoir just to pick up and take the little short side. Look at the gaps. Never needed second invite, and really was. Rory Lawson stretching all the way.
Well, an emphatic way for Toulouse to head back, and Bouxis adds the extra 2 points, and we're all tied up at Kingsholm once again. A frenetic opening 8 minutes.
Gloucester real concerns just at the pace that Toulouse are able to generate. Matanavu around the outside just really stretch their defence, and just see how much how many gaps were available around the ruck, and he doesn't need a second invite, du Sautoir.
Well, just a couple of minutes left on the sin binning of Nick Wood. He's missed some fun. A try apiece. And the restart taken well by Toulouse.
Inside.
And Burgess weighing up his options.
Stay.
Bouksis
Yes.
sends it long. Taken by May and then feeding that away. And Gloucester recycling that ball quickly. Faimono Sapolu runs into a couple of black shirts. And Burns sends it high. This time it's Bouksis underneath it. He spills it, takes it at the second attempt. So he can't have the mark, says the referee.
Ball was not caught cleanly. No mark.
And there goes May again. And Simpson Daniel trying to back himself around Matana Vau, but the Fijian has him.
Inside now.
Still Gloucester ball. An encouragement from the crowd as Tyndall chips and chases himself. Quattrino has it, but he's taken by Sharples and Tyndall. Gloucester trying to turn it over. And a penalty surely to Gloucester. William Servat offside as he took that ball.
There's a clever mix to the Gloucester game at the moment. They understand that they just can't kick the ball back to the Toulouse side. Seen Narrowway bring the ball back, seen May bring it back. But it's so key off the next one that they then just do punch it forward. Just see the pace. May, he understands, he can go all the way around the outside. Simpson Daniels there, just for a second. It's a glimmer of an opportunity.
Quattrino taking the hit. Just an update if you're wanting to know the score from Connacht. If you're not, close your ears, but it's 5-3 to Harlequins in the early stages there. And a chance here for Gloucester to edge in front. Oh, very nearly made its way back in. Freddie Burns' kick, it might work well for Gloucester. Went backwards, says the referee. Picamol has it. Ugly pass from the number 8, but it bounces kindly. And Josion finds Quattrino, and out there is Florian Fritz. Good pressure from Gloucester, but still Toulouse ball. Du Sautoir plays scrum half. Back it comes to Quattrino. Space beginning to appear. Maxime Médard decides to send little grubber through. Rory Lawson is back. And the scrum half takes it at a stretch. And sends a kick just over Picamol. Ugly kick. Taken by Johnson and Nyanga there now for Toulouse. Ball loose again, and Freddie Burns does well. That was a rather messy passage of play, and ultimately the danger cleared for Gloucester.
That's a really dangerous area for Gloucester, just to get into broken field. It's the best strike by Freddie Burns, and just a close eye on here. Josh Clancy says this goes backwards, but it's here now. It's often that bouncing ball where Toulouse are so dangerous. Picamol picks it up, suddenly they're on the counter-attack, and there's no better side with a little bit of space.
It's just that knock-on that wasn't, and suddenly Toulouse find themselves down here on the edge of the Gloucester 22. This is the pool as it stands. If things were to finish, if it were to finish a draw here, then that would be good enough for Toulouse to qualify. And Nick Wood, meanwhile, is back on in the Gloucester front row. So we're as we were, and it's 7 points apiece.
Touch. Pause. Red down too early. Leave the ball.
Early hit from Gloucester.
That's one of those.
There's confirmation of the change with Kera back in the back row. as Toulouse have the free kick, and on comes Nyanga.
Advantage offside.
Advantage to Toulouse. They have a penalty coming. Gloucester straying offside, and the penalty is there for them now.
Several players.
That's a cheap 3 points for Gloucester. All came about from the scrum. So eager to get the engage down. They know they can't allow this big Toulouse pack to come on top of them. It's just a simple 3 points.
And the next rock as well.
There's Akapusin Kera, perhaps, who's just offside.
Yeah, they'll be very aware. They've looked at the success of Quinn's away. They're very aggressive at defence. They cannot afford to sit. So, no, they've got to get off the line. They've got to make sure they get the balance right.
Buxis then.
Good.
A simple kick, stroked through, and Toulouse. 3 points to the good.
Yeah, okay, so it's no mark, okay?
Well, it's had plenty of incident and pace this game already.
I just think Gloucester will just want to settle things down a bit. It's very dangerous to just be loose, and so much break and field for this Toulouse side.
Not forward advantage.
A bit of a mistake from Toulouse at the restart, not gathering. Firmino Sapolo has it and tries to find Nkera, but spilled, and Toulouse have the ball. Quattrino. Maxime Medard outside again. He sends a kick fizzing down the touchline and bouncing into touch very well indeed.
George Clancy was very quick to give the advantage over for Gloucester. There's another restart by Toulouse, which they didn't get right. That's a big punishment. Medard just pushes the ball down the field. Certainly getting some mileage when it comes to restarts, but as soon as they've passed it 2 or 3, Clancy says advantage over.
Lawson goes short at the front. Bit of a mess from Gloucester, in fact, the knock-on.
Sorry, knock on here.
Well, first knock-on was off Gloucester hands, says George Clancy. So scrum to Toulouse now. Very dangerous position for Gloucester.
This is perfect attacking position. You see, it's that man Maestri up against Narroway. Just gets a hand in. This is really where you don't want them to be. Such a powerful scrum. Full back line, got the full width of the field. Big job now for Wood. He's had a little spell in the bin. He really needs to keep this left-hand side up. Not allow Census Johnson to get the Toulouse right-hand scrum up.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Gloucester creaking, held at the back by Picamol, then finds Burgess. Wide it goes through Poitrenaud, and Fritz, lovely hands by Toulouse, and the space is there, and the try is there from Matanavao. Glorious, simple try from Toulouse. Toulouse at their best.
It is the simple things done well. They've got a great scrum. Tyndall tries to come out. You cannot come out and not get somebody. Simpson Daniels has to follow him, and it really is just a stroll in the park for Matanavao on the edge. It just shows how the simple things, key platform, talked about the challenge for Wood. Once you've got that platform, Burgess was able to create the extra man, and a simple run-in for Matanavao.
Well, he's been running in a hatful of tries this season. He's joining Toulouse. I think it was at the behest of his cousin Sorelli Bobo, who's with Racing Metro. Great 7-star with Fiji as well, Matanavao.
It really is a statement of Toulouse's play. There's nothing there that you don't see other sides attempt, but it's just the precision, how crisp and how close it is to the defensive line.
And now things all going the way of Toulouse. The kick is pure from Buxis, and Toulouse suddenly 10 points in front.
It showed how dangerous that 10-minute spell has just been a little loose for Gloucester. Just need to get a little bit more structure into their game.
Simple.
Maul over.
And the restart taken well enough by Toulouse. Wasn't that long ago it seemed that Gloucester were kicking for a 10-7 lead.
Bring him on.
Toulouse have found a higher gear. Burns sends it high again. Poitrenaud creeping forward for this one. takes it, smacks it into Albacetti's own lock forward.
No advantage, accident offside scrum here.
And Albacete shrugs with pain and confusion at that kick from Poitrenaud.
He haven't dealt with any of the high kicks at all, really. None of Freddie Burns' kicks have really been spot on.
Yes,
It's just looked a little bit panicky for Poitrenaud. Again, a poor clearance really gives Gloucester their first real attacking platform from the scrum.
But, taking points when you visit your opponent's 22.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage. Stay on 9. Stay near the
It's better
scrum.
from Gloucester. And Burns finds Sharples to his pace, and always well taken there
Not a foot,
by
not
Fritz. Gloucester still piling on though. Naraway, Strokosh in tandem. Fierce tackles coming in again. Jim Hamilton runs into Census Johnson, quite a meeting. Little chip through, poked into the corner by Burns, and buying Gloucester a good position.
It really was Gloucester's chance to show their strike play, and it Sharples out the back. But just see the difference. Fritz trusts his pace, happy to stay in the drift, happy to be comfortable and come across and chop Sharples to ground. It's really unusual to see Tyndall jump for that first try. It's something really been the forefront of his game. One of the best drifters in the 13 slot.
Gloucester challenged their lineup, but to no avail. Toulouse have it and make some progress as well. Almost out of their own 22. And they have a penalty as well, as Gloucester find their only defence is to pull down that maul. Jim Hamilton was the culprit.
4 and 3.
Just feel Gloucester are just not able to get a foot on the ball, get control of the pace. At the moment, it's all Toulouse. If they want to lift the pace up, it goes up. If they want the power, the drive comes through. And really, Gloucester just hanging on a little bit, not quite sure of how to get themselves into this game.
4 and 3.
Popped into touch by Toulouse. And George Clancy having a word with Jim Hamilton.
Form the line-out.
Serva, another of the Toulouse flanks to be in the French Six Nations squad. They provide the bulk of that squad. And Burgess, his pass, again bouncing around. Toulouse, while occasionally looking majestic, sometimes look a bit messy.
That looked like a Sunday League side. Didn't look like they played together. Firstly, great line out. Albacete delivers it on a plate. But again, Burgess not quite sure who he's hitting. And then suddenly Boxes is looking for anybody out there. Quite fortunate. Really, Gloucester don't get the bounce.
He always looks like he wants a cigarette or something. Something stronger. Chance again then for Gloucester.
Touch. Pause. Engage. Let's go. Stay down. Stay near the scrum.
Gloucester just about holding firm, scooped back by Naraway, and a little foray down the blind side. Into touch she goes, and I think that might have been touched by Toulouse hands as it went through. So it's Gloucester's ball from this line out.
Yeah, nice little kick from Freddie Burns. Just saw the scrummer wheeled a little bit. They were stacked up on the left. Just push the ball through and get the chase.
Let's keep the gap at the back. You. The back.
I almost get the feeling already Gloucester are just looking to chase a little bit. Only 22 minutes into the game.
What can they do from this? Simpson Daniel trying to batter his way through. A little short ball carried on. A solo effort. And punishment comes, holding on to the ball in the tackle. Toulouse have the penalty. Stroke rush it was, he was on his own.
I just get the feeling Gloucester looking for answers, a little bit tighter. Looking around the pick and go.
Well, Maxime Medar has just hit one of the worst kicks you'll ever see. It's still Toulouse ball, but hasn't gained too much ground.
So frustrating when you know it's type of game that Toulouse are capable for. Occasionally you just see kicks like that by Medard.
Serva then, as you saw, a triple winner of the Heineken Cup with Toulouse. I think Josion's done the same. Finds his man at the line out. And Burgess. Scrum half clears. Simpson Daniel leaping. Went backwards, says the referee. And Gloucester try and fling it wide. Tyndall, though, decides to kick, and Poitras has plenty of time to field that one. And finds support now from Burgess. Again, space appearing.
Just a tackle, no rock. No offside.
Matanavao, try scorer.
Ball's out.
Set back. Pressure comes through from Nkera, and Gloucester have the ball. Trying to find space out wide, but with a forward pass, Scott Lawson couldn't quite find Charlie Sharples.
And they were pretty lucky there, really. It was a poor kick from Tyndall. Really, everybody was sat back. You just see the counter from Poitras, and then it's Luke Burgess, so good at just finding those spaces. And that's the situation where Gloucester just got to be careful, just kicking ball away. Got to try and play through a phase or two before looking at Freddie Burns trying to thread that kick through the defence.
I think I heard the cry from the scrum there, come on sausage. Do you know which of the players is nicknamed Sausage?
I don't know of anybody in there that's just...
Petney, I think it might be Rupert Harden is nicknamed Sausage.
Struggle with a sausage against Guthrow Steenkamp.
Sausage was in all sorts of trouble there, but Gloucester have the scrum with the scrum going round. There is Sausage.
Scrum half. I want something quicker.
Is that a Munster scarf in there, is it? He's lost his way.
He's been on his way to Milton Keynes.
Touch. Pause. Engage. Stay on 9.
And Steenkamp piling on the pressure, but Gloucester again holding firm there at the scrum. Little poke on from Freddie Burns. Simpson Daniel heading up there, just hoping for a friendly bounce.
He's mixed his game well, Freddie Burns, has looked for all the different options, and just his execution, it was just so close. Simpson Daniels was free. Matanavao had just gone up that little bit too far.
Form the line up.
Serva, again Toulouse just surviving at the line out. Boxis drills it low, and Johnny May looks for Charlie Sharples outside, and Sharples skips back inside, carried on, and Gloucester towards the line, up to within 5 metres. Wonderful stuff from Gloucester, looking for quick ball. It comes now, they have men lining up outside. If they can move the ball, it's a try for Akapusi and Nkera, and Gloucester head back. Finish by Nkera, started by Charlie Sharples.
Well, this is one of the tries I've seen at Kingsholm ever. Young Johnny May, just look at the way he stands him up, just finds that extra yard of space for Sharples, and once you get that pace, Strokos takes it on. Just thought he was going to die with the ball a little bit there, but it's quick ball in behind, Fast hands by Burns to Sapola, and Nguera there to finish it off. What a wonderful score.
Yeah, I think that's been pretty good.
It was a simple overlap in the end. Men waiting out in the wing.
It just shows the talent. Johnny May and Sharples, two young men really pushing themselves for England places. And Johnny May's been asked to play at fullback, played a couple of times this season, but such a dangerous runner. Really has. His pace has just dragged Gloucester back into this encounter.
And can Freddie Burns get them closer to Toulouse? Inside the upright it goes, and Gloucester within 3 points. What an opening half hour we've had here at Kingsholm.
So much pace shown by Sharples. That's Maxime Medard, that he really does show a clean pair of heels. Really all about May.
Poor old Strokosh was giddy with excitement for a moment, couldn't quite get there, but Nguera finished it well.
He's desperately looking for contact, I think they say, from number 6.
Restart then by Toulouse. Half an hour gone here at Kingsholm. Taken in by Naraway.
6 roll away. Stay inside. Carried back in.
Lawson back to Burns.
Wingers onside.
And Buxis takes it comfortably enough.
He's bringing him on side 15.
And the take by Naraway. And Johnny May is there, skipped past one. Support inside from Foimono Sapolu. Gloucester linking well. A little bit of space appearing. But Matanavao eventually puts boot on ball himself, and well, Gloucester have crept up the field after a fashion. It's not a game with a huge amount of structure, this, but it's exciting to watch.
I think Gloucester have just decided this game's going to be loose, and we may well play our part. We've got the runners, the pace of Johnny May, and they also know if they can just keep the ball ticking down, really difficult for Matanavao to clear the deck, so they're quite happy to just push that ball down onto his wing. Such an exciting talent, Johnny May. Every time he gets the ball, you just feel the crowd take a breath.
Leave him go.
Simpson Daniel on a run that didn't produce the ball. Little chip through from Rory Lawson, works well.
As well, Rory Lawson, he's a little bit late on the strike play. The ball was expected to come back to him on the run around, but he makes a great job. Just touch back, goes back the short side and just keeps the ball in front of his forwards.
So as it stands at the moment, if things should finish like this, Toulouse through. It's a close match here at Kingsholm at the moment. Servat just being told to wait. And again, his target man is Maestri. The second row takes it easily.
Inside.
Buxis again gets the kick away despite the pressure. And he thinks it was in touch a little bit further up field.
What a last 10 minutes, I think, for now. It's really Guy Neves will be talking about his own team. Toulouse starting to implement a little bit of structure. They need a little bit of control back in this game now, as Gloucester really have come in. It's 5 or 6 minutes as it's got looser.
Ball back. Don't knock down.
Right, old mess at the line-out. Burgess has it again.
Roll away.
Just about gets away from the attentions of Nguera.
Hands on.
Johnson played scrum half for a moment. Another loose pass. Sharples quickly up there, but he can't quite get to it. Medar has it.
Drop.
Dusautoir in at scrum half again.
Outside.
And Buxis thumps it long. Johnny May waiting. And wide and long, out on the full. Mistake by the Gloucester fullback.
I don't think Johnny May's mastered all the credentials for playing fullback. For now, I think just back his running, back his pace. was a poor kick. It really was too early. Again, should have just looked to a counter-attack, just draw up the back three of Toulouse before looking for kicking. If they kick very early, just really does give this Potrenaud and company real opportunity.
And Buxis thinks he sees a bit of space, and his kick is more accurately judged. Bounces just a foot inside and then hops out. And these final few minutes before half-time, so important.
Yeah, for both sides now, really just Gloucester want to get out of this. They'll be pretty positive at half-time at 17-14. Pleased they've had the sim binning of Wood. Got to get the balance right now. They're in their own 22. Just got to get the right structure. Good kick and good chase.
Scott Lawson has to find his man. George Clancy loud on the whistle.
First. Captain? Yeah. I don't want your guys dummy jumping. That's starting the whole thing off. And I want a bigger gap until the ball is
Clancy just stating there to Alex Brown, Jim Hamilton, couple of dummy jumps. Trying to get away from Maestri at the front.
It's a bit messy again, and Steenkamp has it for Toulouse. Now all sorts of trouble for Gloucester. Well, then it's spilled and Gloucester have it. Is that a clearing kick by Nick Wood? Quickly taken though by Toulouse. Midar has it. No time for Wood to admire his work. Potrenaud. Midar and Josion, and flung about with the band and the ball. Buxis looks lost for a moment. Josion, big thump coming in.
Move your shoulder.
Buxis just getting that ball away beyond. Naraway. Johnny May gets away from Nyanga. Sapolo flings it wide. Akapusi and Kera is there. Men out wide, and Nkera takes the return. Oh, lovely pass to Sharples. Tries to stand up his man, keeps that ball alive, and Nkera spills. Having done so much good, Akapusi and Kera can't quite take the final pass. But adventure and flair from Gloucester.
There really is every skill on Cho. Romano Sapola puts the big ball across to Ngera. Just follow him, watch him, he's in that space. And this for a wonderful piece of skill. Arm around the back, little flick out the back. He just didn't do the simple things. Just needed a stick in his hands. What a wonderful piece of skill.
Midar was bamboozled. Lovely skill from Nkera. Just failed to take the return pass. Gloucester seem to be approaching this match with, we'll just try everything.
I think they've decided if this is going to be loose, then we've got to make sure that we contribute. The likes of Ngera, Naraway, they've got the back row players that can really operate in those wide spaces. And they've definitely, the Simpson Daniels, the pace of May and Sharples.
Let's get that shoulder up. Shoulder up.
For me, suddenly it's Toulouse need the half-time talk.
It'll be interesting from Nguy Novez. He's somewhat angry with a lot of what his team has done. But they have played some beautiful rugby at times themselves.
Pause.
Early hit again from Gloucester, just trying to get that initiative.
Yeah, I think I'm not surprised, really. Gloucester can't afford to be second best in that hit. They know if the Toulouse pack get across the line, they're always going to struggle with the power. So they're going to be pushing the boundaries in every scrum.
This was the early hit. It's just anticipation of the referee's final instruction, trying to sneak in there like a sprinter on the starting blocks.
Let's go, Red.
For such a big man, Rupert Harden at tight head, he knows he's got to get out. He's got to get his hips across in front of his knees, and he therefore has to be first in that race.
Lawson again holding for a while, then finding his man at the back in Naraway, and there is Fuimono Sapolo, and Nkera just about overran it, but scoops it from behind him. Again, great signs from Gloucester. Trying to keep that ball alive. They find only Potrenaud. Went backwards, says the referee. Laid back by Albacete. Du Sautoir. And now Toulouse have their chance. Ball half charged down. Medard eventually hacks it forward. Sharples his back. Ball into touch. Take a breath.
This really is a wonderful display of rugby. Great ball off the back of the line out from Narroway, and Firmano Sabola says, I'm getting in on the show. I'm the one with all the tricks. The combination between him and Ongera just gets him in. It'll show and go, and then the little offload, this time in Ongera's hands. If only a couple of minutes ago it had stuck.
You go to the sideline. He managed to make his way down here. We're playing on.
Ongera's taken a bit of a knock, I think, in that challenge. He's had some treatment. There is Eliota Fuimono Sapolu. Outspoken character. Great player. He had an interesting World Cup and aftermath, but firmly committed to the Gloucester cause tonight. Penalty to Toulouse, and they tried to get a rolling maul going, Gloucester, but obstruction. And they might have given away 3 points just before half-time.
Just see the organisations to take it Narroway, but they collapse that Toulouse very quickly, and it's Harden and Brown just try and set another maul up. Because there's nobody of the opponents in touch with it, it's very easy to get in, and George Clancy gives a penalty, which is just, what, 5 seconds before half-time.
Yes, it will be the final kick of the first half as the clock goes red, and a chance for Bouxis to give Toulouse a 6-point lead. Oh, it swerves back in field and just catches the upright. Gloucester have to be careful here. Fuimono Sapolu decides to bring an end to things, and Gloucester survive there. A smile from Sapolu, 3 points in it. Such an entertaining first half, Dean Ryan.
It's been a wonderful 40 minutes. Just started with the May try with the charge down, and it's just gone on strength to strength. And I think now will be about Toulouse just getting in the changing room and saying, we're the ones with the quarter-final place. We cannot afford to get involved in this game for entertainment purposes. We need to understand how to get out of here with a win.
So Gloucester and Harlequins will be excited about the second half. Toulouse perhaps a little bit nervous. 2 tries apiece. It is Gloucester 14, Toulouse 17 at half-time.
Insurance sponsors rugby union on Sky Sports.
Welcome back to Kingsholm, a buzzing Kingsholm after a hugely entertaining first half between Gloucester and Toulouse. 3 points in it. Toulouse 17-14 in front, 2 tries apiece, and we really are licking our lips in anticipation at the second half. And Gloucester, if they're going out, and they are going out, of course this is the last match, they're going out firing on all cylinders, trying everything. Sometimes it's not coming off, and there's always the danger as well when things are loose that Toulouse will punish you, but Gloucester have been hugely entertaining so far, and Kera is the link once again. Fuimono Sapolu finds Johnny May out there, the fullback, skips inside. Freddie Burns out wide to Alex Brown, was in midfield. Laid back by Tyndall. Again, Gloucester putting pace on the ball. Narroway carries it in. Freddie Burns saw Jim Hamilton lurking in midfield, thought better of giving him the ball. Toulouse pinch it, but do so illegally. Albacete, the giant culprit, he did bad.
There's no doubt to the 2 changing rooms. Really all about Gloucester coming out straight from the restart, happy to move the ball wide. And really, as they came back, just Burns saw an opportunity, and Albacete's given them the field position they want.
Freddie Burns into touch, she goes. The Toulouse team was out very, very early before the start of the second half. I think they just decided to escape the wrath of Guy Noves. He always lurks right down near the touchline. A little bit scrappy at the line-out, but Gloucester still have it. Jim Hamilton at the vanguard there. Rory Lawson finds Akabusi and Kera. A little pocket of forwards there, and the ball recycled quickly. Fuemono Sapolo, a loop around from Burns, gets that ball away well to Johnny May. Sapolo tries to offload in the challenge. Accidental offside advantage to Gloucester. Still flinging it about, but nothing happening there, says the referee. Back they come for Gloucester scrum.
Just probing the Gloucester side, just trying to find some mismatches. Nice little ball round. Just gives Burns the opportunity and the offload, but there's no space. It's doing a great job on that outside edge, just shutting things down, but they are looking, just trying to find that extra little yard of space.
Come on.
Yes, we're talking about the youngsters of Burns and Johnny May, and they've been very lively at the start of the second half, as they were throughout the first.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage. Strike it up.
Doesn't matter how wide that Gloucester want to play, they've just got some concerns about their set piece. Line-out's been a little bit scrappy, and they're definitely under a little bit of pressure when it comes to scrum time.
Bind up.
Found guilty a couple of times. They're just getting out the blocks a little bit early. Just need to provide the platform for this back line with so much pace to get away from.
Let's go second row, hurry on.
Steenkamp, fearsome figure in the front row, 38 caps for South Africa.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Front row pops up, and the referee says penalty Toulouse.
Just popped up. By you.
Steenkamp does a wonderful job here. He knows he's got to get his side up. You just see Harden's really struggling to close that right-hand shoulder. Steenkamp's got a really short bind, and it enables him to take Harden across. Real concerns. That's why they're going out of the block so early. He understands that he needs to get that position right against Steenkamp. Really allows Boxes a real opportunity just to get them on the scoreboard.
Well, he's got a big boot, Boxes. He'll need it. There's a bit of breeze blowing around here as well. From inside his own half, distance was fine, direction just wide.
For a man who hits the ball so far, he's got a real lazy strike. 56 metres. Never looked in doubt for distance.
I wonder if Toulouse will get a little bit tense as the time ticks by. If Gloucester can keep this margin, or perhaps draw level. Big paw of Jim Hamilton swiped that one back. Fuemono Sapolo comes in and feeds this back line. Bit of confusion there. Sharples
Stop, 13, stop.
makes the best of a bad job. Quattrono waits. And the fullback comes forward, complaining that he was blocked. A little shimmy from Burns.
Stay on. Roll attacker.
Ferocious contest on the floor again. Albacete is in there looking to secure it for Toulouse, but Gloucester have it. Leota Fuemono Sapolo bounces off Steenkamp. Simpson Daniel, always full of tricks. There's Wood as the link this time, and he has to scoop up the scraps again, and the prop does well. Well, it's Gloucester's ball anyway. Play on, says the referee. You have the advantage, but you have to keep playing. Freddie Burns does just that. Flips it wide. Little chip through, and the chase is on there, and it might work well for Gloucester. Infield, and Charlie Sharples has the try. Gloucester strike again. And when they do strike, they do so quickly with such venom.
They really have so much pace available. It all came from a little bit of confusion around the advantage. I think Freddie Burns wanted the kick, but he's been told to play on by George Clancy, and it's that leads him through. Great kick by Tyndall. Just look at the pace that they've got available. First May and Sharples on the inside. You just get the feeling that Gloucester's backs are just starting to enjoy strutting their stuff against the likes of Toulouse.
Well, Harlequins are enjoying them strutting their stuff as well. Charlie Sharples. There's a sort of end-of-season feel to this for Gloucester, but the pace of the back three for Gloucester. And you saw there the youngsters, Johnny May and Charlie Sharples, linking beautifully.
Just at that wonderful stage where they've really no fear about what they can achieve on the rugby field. Doesn't matter who's in opposition.
To another youngster then to try and convert. And Freddie Burns does just that off the upright. Oh, I thought that went through. I was sure that went through. The crowd are sure it went through, but the touch judges were there.
It's interesting, George Clancy's just having a look at that again. He's certainly asking the question.
Off the upright. Well, difficult to tell from that.
Sometimes I think it's more difficult on TV.
Well, that's over. I think the video ref will decide from that one.
Sorry? The kick is good.
The kick is good. He's getting the instruction from Peter Ferguson, the TMO. Over she goes. 4 points to lead now for Gloucester.
Yeah, that's a good call by George Clancy. Just take a time, just take a step back. Their capabilities have got the TMO in the truck. Get a chance to have a look. Everybody in the shed was pretty sure that it had gone through.
Changes then off Lumber's Guthro Steenkamp, who frankly scares me, and off also goes Johan Maestri in the second row, and on, I think that was Dan Human coming on. Dan Human, the South African prop, is on. Gloucester have the ball. And still they come, Akabusi and Kera. Confidence is starting to flood through this Gloucester side. Again, flinging it wide. Just Medar there for Toulouse. There is Kera again trying to keep it alive. Into touch, he goes just.
Real concerns now for Toulouse. They need to get into this Gloucester breakdown. Need to get the back row, the likes of Nyanga and Dusatois, because Gloucester with this sort of quick ball are the most dangerous English side around, and they're finding holes through the likes of Ingera all throughout the defence.
Safe throw to the front for Toulouse. Possession in the second half. Toulouse have not had much to play with.
A huge emphasis now, the likes of Luke Burgess. Just got to try and channel things, get a little bit of direction. It's too early to really chase things. They're still in control of their own destiny, but they just need that extra little bit of structure.
Oh, and Bouxis spills the ball. They'll come back for that first knock-on from the French fly half. And Gloucester will have the scrum, and Yannick Brou up there in the stand, Toulouse assistant. Looks a little bit troubled. But as it stands over in Ireland, Connacht are leading, so if things finish the way they are, Toulouse will still go through. Harlequins also have to do the job if they're to go through.
The problem you have is that you're going down before I say engage. All of you. It's your responsibility to wait until I say engage. When you do, get the head and shoulders above your hips.
Referee having a chat to the respective front rows.
Time back on.
Toulouse front three can be a little bit aggrieved. I think they've been pretty clean all evening. And I think Rupert Harden's just to find another South African, Dan Human. He's just been brought on just to add that extra little bit of fresh legs. That's where Toulouse are so strong. You look across their bench, a real test for Gloucester.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Just do it again, says the referee.
Come on here.
It's interesting. I think that was a better scrum. There's an awful lot of pressure on Harden. But I think Dan Human is much straighter scrummages than Steenkamp. Steenkamp really exaggerated the scrum going across, whereas Human's much straighter.
Let's go, second rows.
Would you have taken Steenkamp off at that stage? Was it maybe flagging, fitness a factor?
Touch.
I think he's been out injured a couple of weeks, and the quality that they've got available, sometimes it's easier with less choice.
And Gloucester have ball to play with again. Again, a loose bouncing pass. Johnny May tries to lay it back. It was almost a fumble, but there is Foimono Sapolu, Kapusi and Kera, who has been everywhere on this pitch.
No rock, no offside. No offside.
Jim Hamilton spills. Saw the challenge coming in the second row.
We'll just get an indicator of the real concerns for Toulouse. Nguera really carrying down, really powering through the Toulouse side, but even with Nyanga there, nobody's looking at competing for the breakdown, and it allows Gloucester to get real quick ball up and at them. Once they're on the front foot, they're a very dangerous team and really finding holes all throughout Toulouse's defence.
He's been possibly the liveliest performer on the pitch so far, Akabusi and Kera. Like Freddie Burns has just extended his stay at King's Home with a new contract.
We'll get the arms around when you get down. Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Again, a bit better from Gloucester at the scrum. Maxime Médard, little chip. And the winger trying to chase it down himself.
Release it now.
Good work from Johnny May. There's Tyndall. Oh, it's dangerous. And Simpson Daniel now dangerous for Toulouse as the Gloucester wing flies. Looking for support. Bounces off Burgess. So nearly an interception for Toulouse, but Gloucester again with a chance. Tyndall slips it to Foimono Sapolu.
No, it's okay.
Fine, says the referee. Harden carries. Penalty though to Toulouse, hanging onto the ball after the challenge. Well, very nearly an interception, and then a great chance for Gloucester.
Just every bounce is going really Gloucester's way. I thought for a moment Boxes was under the sticks. Just doesn't pull the ball in, and it falls to that man Simpson Daniel. It's a dangerous threat. The last man in the Gloucester side, you want to see the bouncing ball fall if you're in the opposition. Such a gifted runner.
A bit of power about him as well, Simpson Daniel.
Do you want to stand on the line?
All ended on a penalty for Toulouse, and Boxes has popped it into touch. What a talent he is, James Simpson Daniel, benighted by injuries all too often. Toulouse then. Held at the back by Selva. The hooker tries to muscle his way past Strokosz. Burgess under pressure. The Australian scrum half lays it back. Albacete.
Not held. Rock now.
Pick up by Nyanga.
Leave it forward. Leave it. Good.
Toulouse testing the Gloucester defence against Servat.
Release the ball, release it!
Release it, says the referee. And not quickly enough. Penalty to Gloucester.
You see a complete change in fortunes and about how much Gloucester really are competing for ball on the floor. They're not allowing them really any opportunity. They try and get the drive set up. Great defence by big Jim Hamilton, forces Servat to come out, but now's the key. When he gets him to ground, they're not going to sit. They get through, compete for ball, and Narroway eventually just Hustleways Burgess just to get away and force the mistake.
All the players breathing hard. It's testing the fitness this game.
I need a bigger gap.
And Toulouse know their Heineken Cup challenge is hanging by a thread.
Three.
And Gloucester have no chance of going through, but
substitution, three.
They are playing with some style tonight.
Gloucester just want to add to those special nights at King's Own.
Toulouse making another change. Off goes Census Johnson. On in his place has come Jean-Baptiste Pou. And Gloucester again with the ball, and again goes high from Freddie Burns. No mistake from Matanu. So the knock on and offside with that, as Albacete took it. Penalty for Gloucester, and very, very kickable.
Scrappy line-out ball was only one thing for Freddie Burns to do, just put it in the air. Look at the chase. Tyndall, Strokos, Narroway and Guerra. It's that man, Matanabu. He's not that keen when the ball's in the air. Wonderful, gifted run-up, and he's not in the same postcode when it comes to when it's coming down.
It's one of those ones for Albacete. It's just instinctive to take the ball. It's almost impossible to leave that, knowing you're going to give away the penalty.
It's a really tough law sometimes, because I understand the opportunity that it takes away from the opposition, but sometimes there's just nothing else that you can do.
Off goes Scott Lawson for Gloucester, so on will come Darren Dawidiuk. So can Freddie Burns put Gloucester 7 clear? The cheers grow before the ball and sail through the posts, and Gloucester 24-17 in front. What a game we have here.
Gloucester coaching team will be delighted, and really now with that clock ticking away and getting near the 60-minute mark, really is time for Toulouse just to start to say this clock's ticking against us. 7-point gap.
Off goes Eliota Fuimauno Sapolu, and on comes Henry Trinder, another of the bright young things at Gloucester. The restart though, no one takes it for Gloucester. In fact, it was Gregory Lombole who took it for Toulouse, the replacement second row. And Toulouse looking to instantly hit back, flinging some risky passes around.
Release tackles, roll!
Cries of complaint from the shed, but it's still Toulouse ball. Oh, Toulouse have the scrum.
George Clancy just wants to tidy that area up. Really cries from the shed. They thought Gloucester got people in amongst it.
Looks like Picamo down there injured.
No.
You just feel for Toulouse when they look at passing that ball, that little spin pass from Boxis out the back. It really does give Gloucester defence a real opportunity to feed. You just need to be a little bit more direct. Get the likes of Jose on a little bit more over the gain line.
More live rugby coming up on Sky Sports. Leinster against Montpellier, 1 o'clock tomorrow. Sky Sports HD1.
It's a blood injury, guys.
Louis Picamol is off. Lots of blood flowing from his giant head, so and he'll be back on once he's patched up.
He'll be somebody that they'll want back on the pitch pretty quick, because if Toulouse are going to be more direct, it's that man that really does the damage. Struggled really to impose himself on the game so far, but this last 20 minutes really are about Toulouse being a little bit more simpler.
Jean Bouillou has come on for. There is Sean Sowerby is coming on. There he is. And Sowerby's quite a player to have in reserve.
He's a fine footballer. Really is capable. Very similar to Narrowway, capable of operating in wide spaces.
I think it was the head of Alex Brown which ultimately did the damage.
Wait for engage.
Now was this position where they got Matanavu on the simple strike move, right hand side up.
Crouch!
Which gave Burgess the opportunity for the run around, create the extra man.
Touch! Pause! Break up. You're both gone down too early. You need to bind up. No, stop. Stop talking to your opponents. No, let's be clear. The next time that happens, it's a penalty. The next time it's a penalty.
Next time it's a penalty, no problem, say the Toulouse front row. Toulouse lining up in exactly the same formation as they did when they scored that try.
Pause!
Penalty to Gloucester, though, no chance for Toulouse to prove their attacking prowess.
Within the scrum, no longer a free kick, it's a penalty.
Just look what that means to that Gloucester front row.
Yes, full penalty.
It's been a hard evening out of the coalface to get that return in such a crucial attacking position.
And that eases the pressure up to the halfway line. They'll go still a quarter of the match remaining, though, and you fancy there are more tries to come.
10. 3-1.
That's where sometimes you just do question the amount of changes. There's so much quality available, but there's no doubt there's a disruption. Suddenly the scrum's starting to go against them. See Servat's frustration. They've been so much in control for most of the game.
Keep the gap, okay?
Toulouse making another change. Off goes Nyanga. On comes Jean Bouillou.
Is he on? Yeah.
There he is.
Time back on.
Long-time servant of Toulouse. The line out again, messy from Gloucester.
Scrum here.
Toulouse got a real squeeze on Gloucester. Able to get their jumpers up. Just keeps working. Jim Hamilton got through so close. Just the ball bouncing up in his hands.
Down the middle, scrum half.
There's a Picamol who is now bloodless, but a little bit sore.
Crouch! Touch! Pause! Engage! It's gone down. We'll have it again.
And scrum a right old mess.
Clean out here.
It's just about the only time in this game that it's taken a bit of a pause.
I'll get it up quicker for you.
It's been a wonderfully free-flowing game.
You need to bind immediately. Crouch! Touch! Pause!
Well, you can hear the engage before George Clancy says engage. Another early hit from Toulouse. Servat gives a long look at Jean-Baptiste Pou. You know what Guy Novez is thinking? Bad things, possibly. Toulouse trailing here.
Pause!
It really is a turnaround. You can just see there it's Jean-Baptiste Pou, I think, that's out of the blocks early, and I think Servat's just getting a little bit frustrated because that's been a full sort of 70-80 metres that he's given away.
Of course, Harlequins will kick themselves if Gloucester win here and they don't win in Connacht. They're still trailing there. 9 points to 5. Freddie Burns from some distance, 58 metres. It's coming up a long way short.
Stop. Okay.
And then a good return from Toulouse. can feel a little bit of breeze up here at the moment. I wonder what direction it is coming in down there. More changes on for Gloucester. Comes Sean Knight. Come on the front row. Coming on for Rupert Harden. Sausage, as we know him. And Toulouse make a change as well. Jean-Marc Doussin, the scrum half, is coming on. There is Harden. Done a hard shift, as Dean was saying, in the front row. And there is Jean-Marc Doussin, who's on for Luke Burgess at scrum half. De Woodiak finds Hamilton. Tyndall just about through, but the ball was not with them.
Advantage over.
Josion. Wrapped up by Hamilton and company. A little shimmy and goal from Lionel Boxis, and Boxis has support, and it's there from Dusautoir, who's hauled down. Still danger for Gloucester, quickly recycled, out it goes to Médard and Poitrenaud, and a try surely coming, and it's there from Atanavao, his second, and Toulouse hit back again in style.
Just for a moment, you just thought Toulouse were drifting, not really understanding where they're going, and suddenly Boxes just sees the space, accelerates through, and it's that man Dusautoir right on his shoulder. Tyndall does a great job just to get him down, but too far over the gain line, and then just the pace. Médard, Poitrenaud, and the precision. Atanavao. Just get a feeling, just any time they can just ramp the pace up, and suddenly they look a class above.
Sorry, kicker.
We've now seen 6 tries in this match, and 2 from Atanavao, some crackers as well. The conversion from Boxis. Toulouse draw level.
So far that's enough. A draw or a win will put them through into quarter-finals. Just this last 15 minutes, see the quality they've got off the bench. A wonderful break by Boxis.
Well, he's a man who may be heading back into the number 10 jersey for France after 3 years out. Dusautoir as ever in support. But Tyndall's hobbling off. So on in his place has come Ryan Mills, 19-year-old. The youngster thrown into this match. 15 minutes to go. Nothing between the sides.
Advantage knocked on. Ball was knocked on by red scrum, black ball.
Gloucester knock on to Toulouse scrum.
Just sometimes the real basics of the game have been poor by Toulouse. Simple take. It's really responsibility for Doussin just to find a simple box kick, get the chase in behind. And just too often the basics have let them down. The side under pressure.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Well, penalty to Toulouse, and quickly taking the charge away by Sowerby. And Toulouse now with a bit of wind in their sails. Médard is out there.
Release, tackler.
Boxis' kick ill-directed. Johnny May with a chance to run. Support outside from Simpson Daniel. Has to check a little bit as he takes the pass. Still going. Freddie Burns thought he saw some space, but Poitrenaud's there. Oh, fumble from the full-back. Ugly knock-on from Poitrenaud.
It must be like to be coaching this side. It's 1 minute, the sublime, and then just the simple mistakes from a player of the class of Poitrenaud. Really does set up a fantastic attacking position.
He's had a couple of bad moments in the Heineken Cup. He does some wonderful things as well. I think Poitras would epitomise French rugby.
He captures everything in the last 5 or 10 minutes, capable of the most breathtaking rugby, and then immediately followed up by a very simple mistake.
Earl Guy Noves, he's seen it all before though. Great chance now for Gloucester.
Break it up. Don't talk to your opponents. Yes, I agree.
Seen on the big screen. Gloucester pack calling for a big scrum. They've put so much into this game. They in the crowd would desperately love another score.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Lawson on the loop around, our forward pass, says the referee, just as they crept through the space, Gloucester. And that was, well, wasn't a huge forward pass.
That was close. Exactly the same move, exactly the same position that put Toulouse through in the first half. This time the run-arounds with Lawson.
Marginally forward though, the referee was right there as Trinder took it.
It's a little bit eager, just overruns the ball. The space was there, there's no doubt. He's taken that couple of yards off his run. He really would have put himself through.
Whatever happens tonight, Gloucester have plenty of young talent that offers hope for the future. Trying to put the pressure on the Gloucester scrum here, on the Toulouse scrum. And Dusan and all sorts of bother. Booksees takes.
21.
Sends a beautiful kick into touch. Into the final 10 minutes we go.
Booksees really has got a cannon of a kick, really does just relieve the pressure. Be a little bit frustrated. Dusan had to really deal with Nguera at that scrum. A big wheel, just slipped his bind and put pressure on the Toulouse 9.
Just a pause. Jim Hamilton has lost one of his size 18s, and Gloucester making a change as well.
Seeing Nguera the same, just really looking to clear the decks, and just really a good back row forward, just pushing the margins. This is so important for Gloucester. They've had a stuttering season. This is a sort of performance that could really lift them into the second half.
There's Akapusi Nguera who's off, and Matt Cox there who is on. What a game Nguera has had.
Okay, prop.
They were just having to wait for Nick Wood to get taped up. Up she goes again from Freddie Burns. Forward comes Matanavao to claim it. Bouncing around again. And the ball there now for Gloucester. Simpson Daniel. Outside has support from Naraway, but no space down there for Gloucester. But the chances are appearing, the gaps appearing in the Toulouse defence.
Freddie Burns is clearly targeting Matanavao now, straight off the set piece. They know he's in the full-back slot. They know he's uncomfortable with a high ball. You can just sense the mistake every time the ball goes up in the air.
5. Time off. Substitutions. 5 ahead.
There's Matanavao, who's scored a couple of tries, but he has his weaknesses.
I'm surprised to see that substitution. I would have sort of thought that Matanavao off into the safety of the side of the pitch.
Yes, Poitras is off and Yves Dongi is on. You saw also there Will James on, not straight from Toulouse.
It's not straight. Do you want a scrum? Or captain?
There is Dongi who is on for Poitras. Will James has come on for Alex Brown in the Gloucester side. And there is the position Gloucester have now. 8 minutes to go, and they have the scrum.
Do they gamble now? They run the same play. Do they think Toulouse defence has got it sorted? Do they run the double bluff and try and hold somebody in there and go a little bit wider?
You see Dan Murphy on there as well for Nick Wood. Scrum is good from Gloucester, just held at the back by Narroway, trying desperately to keep control. They have the penalty. Well, Toulouse, again, their Heineken Cup is once more in the balance.
This is a big call by Clancy. This looks like it'll be the Weald, but it's up. He leaves it that extra second longer. Clearly unhappy with the Toulouse front row.
Yannick Brew watches on. I wonder if he has a link to Galway. 9-8 Connacht lead Harlequins. Same time kickoff. A chance here for Gloucester to lead with 7 minutes remaining. Well, you can look now. Freddie Burns does the job once again. Gloucester 3 points in front.
Great maturity, really mattered Freddie Burns, and he understood. Pressure kick straight between the posts. Now they've got 6 minutes to get some organisation. A lot of changes, most of the bench are on.
And the restart, so important as well. Still plenty of time for Dusautoirne's side to come back. The kick just creeps over the 10-metre mark, but well taken by Will James, the replacement lock. James Simpson-Daniel had to do well and does very well now. Simpson-Daniel into space, support inside from Johnny May. Johnny May for the corner. What a try from Gloucester. What a try from Johnny May. And have they won this game now? Have they knocked Toulouse out of the Heineken Cup?
What a wonderful score again. Just when you think they might shut down, just try and get some control. They push it wide. Simpson-Daniels, the old campaigner, the in-out Matanavu, and then look at the pace. It's May up on the inside, and then there is nobody can get close to him, and it's an easy running. Oh, just feet, Simpson-Daniels, just for all the pace of Matanavu, there is no answer. And this man, May, just 5 or 6 yards faster than anybody else out on the field. Is that the try that finally puts Toulouse out of this pool stages?
Well, they may still survive, and it may not mean much in terms of qualification for Gloucester, but it means everything in terms of the celebration, the noise around Kingsholm. Second try for Johnny May. What a talent he is, and Toulouse stand a little bit bewildered under the posts, waiting for the conversion attempt of Freddie Burns. It's coming back. It is through from Freddie Burns. Gloucester 10 points in front, 5 minutes remaining. They are on course for a famous win.
Just any doubts about Gloucester's future, it's all wrapped up in these young men of Sharples, Burns, May. They really have traded with supposed Europe's best this evening, and so far are coming out clearly on top.
And Gloucester take that restart. Matt Cox is there. Toulouse may yet be spared by Connacht, who still lead against Harlequins. Now will Gloucester try and close it down after playing such an expansive game throughout. They are 10 points up. The game is theirs for the taking.
16, stop! 16, stop!
The long hack. And the bounce rather taunting Toulouse. Now to Matonavau, who scored a couple of tries himself, but he's wrapped up by Simpson-Daniel. Digging for it, Dave Lewis, the replacement scrum half for Gloucester. And Strokosz. Listen to the noise inside Kingsholm. And Sharple's hearing down in this ball again. How will it bounce? Tries to take his man. Very good work from Dongi. He tries to set it back now for Toulouse, but deep inside their own 22. They do not know at all. These players on the pitch do not know the score in Galway. Still Connacht lead 9-8 against Harlequins. But Dusseltoir and his Toulouse side do not know this. It is all Gloucester noise at Kingsholm.
Thank you. Advantage, what side?
Advantage to Toulouse, Gloucester offside.
Advantage over.
Still, well, advantage over, says the referee now, as Toulouse try and creep away from their own 22 into the final 2 minutes. The game in Galway, incidentally, kicked off a little bit later, still 8 minutes or so remaining there in the match between Connacht and Harlequins. But what a match we've seen here, whatever happens in the west of Ireland.
Leave it now, leave it.
This has been one of those special Kingsholm evenings. Everybody here really has witnessed a wonderful performance.
And Toulouse trying everything now. It goes loose again. Do Gloucester have one more try? Trying to keep that ball alive. And they do so. Knock on from Gloucester, Toulouse ball. Well, it's chaotic stuff. Narroway smiles, the captain, as he tries everything once again. Showboating to the end.
All aboard the showboat at the end. This is what Narroway is. Fast, it's loose, got all the skills, and it just takes Sowerby, got nowhere to go.
Finish it well, says Narroway. They're going to win this match.
Come on, hurry on.
But they want to finish well.
Hurry on.
Still 8 minutes remaining, we're told, in Connacht, where Connacht leads 9-8 against Harlequins. Well, Gloucester are doing a number here on Toulouse. And they have the ball. They will have the final say in this match. Celebrations are starting early, and why not?
Why not? There's an awful lot of young men. The likes of Sean Knight have come on. Really been around the academy for the last couple of years. There's a special last few minutes in a big scrum up against the likes of Dusseltoir, Servat, names he'll have seen so often.
And again, we stress that Toulouse, the players on the pitch, do not know at all what is going on in Galway. Points don't mean too much to Gloucester at this stage, qualification beyond them, but this is going to be a bonus point win against Toulouse, which is a fine way to finish.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage. Thank you.
Narroway decides that that is enough. They have done it all. They've won by 4 tries to 3. They have beaten the 4 times champions Toulouse. Gloucester have not a lot to celebrate in the pool stages of this year's Heineken Cup, but they have plenty to celebrate this evening, and Toulouse do not yet know their fate. What a win for Gloucester.
What a fantastic win, and what a fantastic performance. To glimmer into the future and the talent available. It really was. When you've got the likes of Sharples, Trinder, Simpson-Daniel suddenly looks like the old man of the stage, and Guerrero enjoyed Narroway the wide spaces. But for me, the Heineken man of the match this evening is that talent, Johnny May. So much pace, so much talent going forward. Really is going to be somebody to keep a close eye on.
Well, he started the try scoring with that charge down. He finished it for Gloucester. 2 tries for Johnny May. 11 carries as well, plenty of pace, and again we stress the talent that Gloucester have going forward, and the youngsters in Johnny May and Freddie Burns and Henry Trinder, Charlie Sharples. Well, what a victory for all these players tonight against Toulouse, who came here trying to get the win that would secure their passage through to the last 8. They have lost, and they still do not know. A few minutes left in Galway, where Connacht are leading Harlequins. If Harlequins can get a late victory there, then they will go through and not Toulouse, which would be a major, major upset. But still, we understand the score is 9-8 there. But ignore that for a moment, and let's talk about this victory, because Dean Ryan, that was something else from Gloucester.
Yeah, it really was a stunning victory at first. That first 20 minutes, just thought the game was a little bit too loose. They were going to come up against the real class that Toulouse had. Suddenly, a couple of tries, May got on the scoreboard and Guerra got on the scoreboard, and suddenly it was Toulouse that needed to tighten.
Well, the tale of the match, 4 tries for Gloucester, 3 for Toulouse. Johnny May with a couple for Gloucester, Akapusi and Kera, Charlie Sharples as well, Thierry Dusautoir for Toulouse, and a couple from Timoki Matanovau. They're happy, if somewhat bewildered. But Gloucester have won here, a famous victory, 34 points to 24.
A blockbuster year of boxing gets underway this month on Sky Sport.